Welcome back, whippersnappers. This is Gramps. We are in Shapes 2. We're going through the basics of everything. And I've been scooching forward when you're not here and getting things cleared out. So we had a shape. Actually, I think you all saw me make this shape. So nothing too exciting there. I'm gonna go ahead though and just sort of zero everything out. Now you don't need to do that in between sessions. I'm doing that just so you have a clearing canvas to see what I'm looking at. I did have a comment last video that maybe I should touch on the interface. So let me go over the interface in general. Down here you've got your controls. These are all have hotkeys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is where new abilities and new features will unlock. So under conveyor belt, you can see we have our normal conveyor belt, and then we've got our belt launcher and belt catcher, which that all came with the original one. And we've got this, which is an overflow item, which is an upgrade we can do. Rotator, we started off with our 90-degree clockwise rotator, and then unlocked the 90-degree counterclockwise rotator. And then this is a space for our 180-degree rotator. Our scissors, our cutter, we started off with the half destroyer. We unlocked the cutter and we unlocked the swappers. Those appear in there. The stacker is here, and this is the normal stacker, which we've seen like this. The other one is a bent stacker, which I'll show you. We'll eventually unlock that. It works a little bit better, but takes up different space. It's not a big deal. This is our extractor. That is what we use over here to get shapes out of our extractor platforms. And then this is our our pin pusher. So that is a pin pusher, which again is a deeper unlock. We also have these, which are different level of interface. So shapes is our main one, right? And that a shift 1 will get that. This one right here is hard to see. There's a little droplet there. That's for our painter. So that's all the tools related to painting. This one is a little lightning bolt. That's all of our tools related to wires. This one is a little star. That's our decorative options, which don't really have a game enhancement, except to make things look pretty, which we have because I purchased the supporter level. This one here is our platform tool. So we're going to see that soon. This is our train tool, and this is blueprints. So we are able to make blueprints, and we can actually save blueprints, and then clicking that, we can bring commonly used blueprints down into this toolbar. So that's a way to do that. Most of these things do have tool tips, delete, select area, delete area, pipette. A pipette is going to be like if we have this, and then we want to grab that without hitting 1, we could just hit C, and now we have a belt. Okay. Shift right or shift left mouse button is going to select an area, and we could just select some. Shift right area is going mouse button is going to delete an area, and then delete is just one at a time. You can do it too if you hold the mouse steady. So that's that part of the tool. Over here we have some things related to maps. So we can leave map markers in areas. If we see this and we say, oh yeah, that looks like a good place for a map marker, I'm gonna do that. What is it? Oh, maybe we don't have access to that yet. Yeah, I think we don't. Anyway, just sort of different things related to the map. And this is sort of game thing. So this is knowledge panel, basically help. Blueprint library, again, from down below, which we can get from B. This is a series of blueprints that I've made in the past that we still have access to. Statistics I kind of showed earlier. This shows all the deliveries that we get. If we do this, we'll see, yeah, we had this shape being delivered. number of structures that we currently have. Undo is Control Z, redo is Control Y, hotkey, you can change your hotkeys and settings, of course. This is a handy little deal down here. This is our little compass. So this tells us north, south, west, and east. This also tells us from the dead center of the screen, where is the vortex at? That's what that little orange arrow is. Right, so if we do this, yeah, then we can find our way to the vortex. You can see it's moving around the vortex down there. Up here we have an accounting of the research points that we've accrued so far. This is our operator levels, to increase our operator levels, which we will do once we unlock our certification badge. This is upgrades. We've seen this. It's divided into processing, buildings, decorations, and other. This is tasks. You can see it matches this menu up here. So these are the the tasks that we've been doing. And then this is milestones. So milestones shows us what we are currently working on. And hey, why don't we go ahead and unlock this one that we got, which is going to give us space platforms. So space platforms is new content that we have, and you can see that's that icon from the menu. It also gives us a second platform floor. So I'll explain that in game. Space belts, you help move shapes along spaces. Foundation is just a building platform that we can build. We can build factories basically out in the middle of space. The foundation, different foundation shapes. Shape miner is going to basically is this guy right here. It lets us mine shapes from an asteroid. And then the shape miner extension is like these guys. So here's a shape miner, here's a shape miner extension, and another extension. Basically, each extension fuels another level. I'll show you that. It also gave us a 250 platform limit, which is not needed in this game because, again, we're playing easy mode. We do not worry about platforms. We can have unlimited platforms. And it also gives us the ability to upgrade our vortex inputs. Okay, so let's go back over here. And let's also go ahead and claim our badge. Now, of course, I already have my badge. I'm going to claim this one. Yay, there's my operator badge. Excellent. Now we can choose the next scenario. We can go regular mode or hard mode. And again, because this is a basic learning tutorial, I'm just going to do regular mode. So we're going to do that. And there you go. So we are back in our space. This is the same seed that we had before. And yeah, we have platform floors. So in the same way that we have our belts can be on different layers, right? So that's 2 layers. We can also do that with platforms. So here is a platform. Let's come over to this. So this is a shape miner. Let's say we wanted to get this shape. Okay. So shape miner, I'm gonna rotate that around. So that gives us access to this shape, and you can see it enables one of these areas here. All right. So if I take the extractor, well, I guess I can put it down there, but it's not going to pull any shapes up. Okay. Now if I put one here, it's going to pull those shapes. But if we use our extension, which is here, and we do 3 extensions, then look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have shapes coming out of here, and we can have shapes coming out of here too. So you get one extractor kind of for free. by putting down the platform, then these other ones add them in. Now you see these are angled. You just have to have the arrow pointing towards one. I could get rid of this one, and I could do one here. See, that enables it. Same with this. You could have them all in a row. You know, different, as you go through, you'll have different size patches, and they'll be bigger. A small one like this, that might be the way I go. Or I might do something like this, where I do that, and boom. So there we go. That's all 4 of these enabled. All right. And you can see that uses up platform limit. Maybe we do have a platform limit. I take it back. We do have a platform limit. We're actually not playing the easiest version of this game. There is relaxed mode, which is extremely relaxed, and it has less deliverables. It is much more forgiving on things. That said, the default mode is pretty straightforward. But yeah, if you wanted to play that one, you could do that as well. So what we can do too is, you can see we've got 200, we're using 32 platforms. That's because those guys. So we don't really need those now. We can get rid of them and just pull from out here. This first one I'm eyeing is this for our milestone 4. So let's look at milestones. These are the shapes we need to do for milestone 4. Okay, and once we're done with this milestone, once we get to milestone 4, we will unlock fluids and painting. So until then, we have to use pre-painted items. Okay. And again, looking at this, it starts off with a half circle, but then eventually we need a full circle and a full blue square. Now, do we have access to any of those? We don't. So we're going to have to make them. And that is always fun. So, yeah, I'm just looking around here. And in our general area, which we kind of have to stay near the general area, because each one of these space belts that we put down uses a platform point. So there's 100 belts put down, and you can see we've got 150 platform limit left. We can get rid of them and reclaim it. So yeah, so we can't, like, if we found something over here, we wouldn't even be able to run, we can run a belt that far, but then that's not counting any of our extraction, any tools, any buildings, any platforms to actually pull shapes up. So we have a limited space. Now what we can do is we can use our shape filter to find those. I was explaining this though. So, sorry, let me go back. Let me backtrack a bit. So in the same way that we have that for 2 layers on the platforms, we could also have a belt here, and then if we hit E, we go down 1, and we can have a belt down below. That's a space belt. So we can be sending stuff back and forth that way. Again, just to use things a little bit better. This platform, the vortex platform, is in the center because eventually we will get a 3rd platform. So you can see right now this says 0, and then this is 1, which is the level of the vortex. Then there will be another one that gives us a little boop boop, and that will be number 2. In the same way that here, where we have 2 layers, we'll eventually have 3 layers. Okay, and we can see that that is one of our eventual upgrades. Where is it? I passed over it right here. 3rd building floor, which costs 50 research points, and so that's a ways off. Don't need it right now. That's okay. So let's start working on this milestone, and let me show you again the way to do that pretty easy. I'm just going to do this. Let's get that going. Basically, I just want to cut all of these in half. So what I'm going to do is this. And then I'm going to do a half destroyer, which uses 3. Okay. And then run that out there. So that is going to give me a full belt of these. Now the same thing, I'm going to do this. Yep, that. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to come here and jump that and do that. So that gives me all those full belts. Now again, I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it, copy, paste, boom. There we go. Now we've got 4 full belts coming in of those guys. So I'm going to take a space belt to right there. And that's our first shape of this milestone done. All we need to do is drag it on in. These belts here don't cost us any points of anything, so I'm not worried about those. Alright, now the other thing we want to do is this, which is the top right square. And we can do that, obviously, by using this guy here, because this has a little blue square. We're also eventually going to need to turn this into a... next, we're going to... Oh, sorry, let's go back here. Next, we're going to have to turn this into a double square like that. And then we're going to have to turn it into a full blue square. Alright, so let's start with this. And I think we're going to use a platform. And go off that way. Now, doing this, typing this out every time, or typing, dragging this out every time, which is pretty much what we're going to always do. This one where I built it on the platform, that's not common, right? But doing something like this, what I can do is I can click it and I can save the blueprint. And I can call that shape minor, I'll just call it shape minor 1. Okay, and then again, we can do this, and we can come down to shape minor 1, and we can drag that into our blueprint hotkey. So if we wanted to do another one of those, we just hit that, and boom, there it is. See, quick and easy. So I'm going to put a platform here. This is a blank platform. On this platform, I'm going to process this to get the individual square out. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to use the cutter. So we'll do... how are we going to do this? Let's do this. Let's do 1, 2... I'm going to do this. I'm going to drag these in like so. Sorry. When you click on this, you see we want 4 of these per belt. So that's fine. That is fine. In fact, let's move it. There. And what I want to do, so that cuts the piece, you can see here, shaves it side to side. Now if we do another cutter after that, it's not going to do anything to that shape because there's nothing to do. So what we would have to do is take that and give it a rotate, and then cut it again. All right. But what we would want to do would be give one a rotate this way, give one a rotate that way. Now they're both see, now they're both angled the exact same way. What is the best way to do? All right, I know what we're gonna do. So it's been a minute. Yeah, I was playing other games, so we're gonna do this. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. And so we have one of these coming out. And actually, you know what? We do have access to that. Let's do that. We're going to open up, we're going to get a double foundation going. There we go. Now we're talking turkey. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring this in, pop it in there. All right. So I'm going to what am I going to do? I'm going to do this. For each of these, I'm going to take them up and back. Up and back, up and back, up and back. These ones are going to go this way. All right. So let's go up. And what I want to do is I'm going to take these. That one is done. So good. And I'm going to do a turn this way for those ones. And then for these ones down here, turn this way. All right, so now you can see we've got 4 of them that are shaped the same way. Now, here's what I want to do, though, is differently. I'm going to turn this so the gray is on the west side. Okay. Boom, boom. There. Gray is on the west side. Why am I doing that? Because then I can come over here and I can do this. The half destroyer destroys the west half of a shape. And then I'm just left with that, which is all we want. So that is what we want to do. So this is one belt, and up above was another belt. So we ended up with 2 belts here. And I'm going to take these and just drag it down here like so. Oops. Why? Twitchy mouse button. Alright. And there's a reason I'm going to do that. So what I want to do now is, I'm doing this, by the way, with V, you can hide the upper floors. Okay, so sometimes you just need to see what's underneath. You hit V, and then you're only looking at, you know, your one floor. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to copy it and paste it right here. Now, why here? I'm going to paste it here because you can see it's not past the halfway point. All right, so there's a halfway point on this platform, which is these thicker dots. And then it is all set. So that's another 2 belts. Then, now what I can do is I can take this whole thing, copy, and flip. Paste. That's 8 belts. 8 belts of this shape coming on in. So I'm going to bring that right into here. And because we have 2 layers, Watch, I can take this and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can copy that whole thing and go up and do that. So that is going to be bringing in 8 times of this shape, which is exactly what we want. All right, so let's go back over here to this guy. I'm going to do a break in the system right there. And let's do this. I'm going to just copy paste this whole thing. But what I'm going to do is these ones, I'm going to have them go out on the second layer. And let's do a platform, a single platform here, and we'll do a single platform here. These guys, when they're coming in, I'm going to do a rotate. Double rotate, actually. So what I need to do is it has to go through 2 rotates. And we need 2 per shape. So I'm going to do this, and this, and this. Okay, and then over here, again, and drag that out. Yep. Burp. Okay. I could have copy pasted that. All right. So now I have this right half of this circle coming in on the bottom layer and the left half of the circle coming in on the upper layer. Just take a space belt, wrap it into there. Then we just need stackers. So we're going to need 6 stackers per belt. And we're going to do that. And that. Okay. And let's see, we'll do a flip. And then this is the output down here. So the top belt is right here. Let's see. This is going to be tricky. I might have to redo this. We can do that. Yeah. This is actually okay. So here's another thing, is not every build is going to be beautiful. So I'm going to jump to there and do that. Having these intersections doesn't negatively impact anything. But look at that. That is making full circles now. So that's going to start running in. And this guy is done. So let's do this. What we want to do, break the system off here. And I think what we'll do is take the top ones and make a make them rotate. We want to do a counterclockwise rotate. Right? Oh, wrong direction. Right? Okay. There we go. Counter. Yeah, no, that's right. All right, there we go. And that we then want to run into a stacker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can do that here, but here we can't. Okay, so let's make a first module. This will be a stacker module. And that's going to be this platform here, right? So, we'll just do this. 3 and 3. And it's going to take whatever's on the bottom and run it into the bottom, whatever's on the top and run it into the top. This is different from our other one, which came in from the 2 different sides. But this is a very common build, so that's why I'm happy to build it and save it. Then this guy is going to do that. And that's going to do that. And again, I'm going to take that, copy, flip. F is the flip key. And yeah, I think we're all set. So just going to get these going. And then hide that top layer. Now it should show us here that that is making this half square. All right. So that's how we do that. And then what I'm going to do is take this whole thing there and duplicate it, right? So we have 2 half squares, but then this one I want to, I'll make another module. And it is going to be a double rotator. Now, if we had the 180 rotator, then I would run it through that. But we don't. All right, so I'm going to copy, flip, boom. Now let's save this. So I'm saving the whole platform as stacker 1. This one we're going to call 180 rotator 1. I'm just calling them, adding the 1 on there just so I can see them in my list. I need to go and clear all these out. But you can see I typically have a naming convention. And then here's Swapper 1, which is an old one. So anyway, that is getting it all ready to go. Then I think what I'm going to do, though, is on this one, have it go on the upper level. Because then I can combine it. I'll bring in this stacker module, like right about here, and combine it with this belt and this belt. You know, I'll have this come on down. Oh, in fact, let's have it go in right now. Why not? We'll have half of them going in one way and half going in the other way. And these space belts, you can see there's dark, medium, and light gray. The dark gray is the lowest level, the medium gray is the middle level, and the light gray is the highest level, which we haven't unlocked yet. Yeah, so you can see that orientation doesn't matter. Even though this is on the west side, as long as it's something that you could rotate into the correct shape, it's happy with it. So these circles are almost done, and yeah, some of these early milestone challenges are pretty quick and easy. Now in the meantime, though, we're earning no research points. Okay, and we still have a lot of these to do that have no color. We also have a couple that we could do that have color, like this one, right? This is just that same checkerboard shape, but cut in half. And this is 2 of those cut in half and stacked. And then 3 cut in half and stacked. And 4 cut in half and stacked, right? And you can see they're giving us more research points than we were earlier. This gives us 8 and 3 instead of 2 and 6, right? So it keeps growing like that. And as I said, I'm not here to walk through a step-by-step on how to create each individual shape for this series, but we are going to be doing that with the new series that will come out starting at the end of April. And that is when Shapes 2 1.0 releases. So if you're interested in that, please like this video, please subscribe to this channel, because we're going to be doing the whole thing. So let's skip ahead really quickly, and I just want to show you how easy it is for this to get this shape going. Okay, so that has all ended. Now we need this to be kicking out just a simple square, a blue square. So we're going to come to our blueprints. Actually, we'll go to blueprints here and select stacker 1. Now look at that. That's it. That's all we have to do. And those are just coming out on the bottom layer. Now I've taken our stacker and copied it here. And all we need to do is feed into this. So I'm going to hide that upper layer. I'm just going to get rid of this. In fact, we can... Oh, that's it. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of these by hitting I. You can clear the contents with I. Alright, so I'm going to take this one and drag it in here. There we go. This one is going in there. This one is going in here, and this one is going in here. So we have blue squares. We will have those, blue squares. You can see right here, those blue squares going in on the bottom layer. And then we already have red squares waiting for the top layer. So again, looking ahead, that's how I'm able to sort of fast track some of these changes. And that is going to run in, and that will be it for this episode. We're going to clear this milestone. Next episode, we will take a look at what fluids and painting do, and do some of that. And in the meantime, I'm probably going to knock out some of these tasks just to get us some points, some research points that we can work with. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. This is Gramps, signing off.